found it possible. Good morning to church, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to the higher place. Good to see everybody. I hope you had a fantastic week. It's good to see. I hope you had a fantastic week.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, we're going to go into God's word for today. Today we start with a two-part message series. It's called the M word. The M word. How many of you have seen that advert from Lloyd's Bank? The M word. How many of you have seen that advert? Okay. Well, for those who have not seen, just take a look at the screen as we continue.
Prefer to keep it private.
This is a touchy subject.
We have had a few issues.
It isn't easy talking to your family about money, but it is important. The M word from Lloyd's Bank. It's good to talk about money.
Amen.
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 Even Lloyd's Bank says it's good to talk about money. So today we're going to start this new powerful two-part message called the M word. As we start this message, I'd like you to, if you have your pens and your papers with you, I'd like you to take these notes and just write down these questions. Really, there are 3 questions I'd like you to please write down. The M word. Yeah, I'd like to write down these 3 questions. Are we together? Yeah. The first question is, do I want to be rich? Do I want to be rich? Write it down. Do I want to be rich? And the second one is, what if I'm already rich? What if I'm already rich? And the last one is, am I worried about my financial future? Do I want to be rich? What if I'm already rich? Am I worried about my financial future? Because when it comes to the M word, for those who don't know what the M word is, what is money, when it comes to the M word, I'm usually very careful with this subject, because from our last series, many of you saw that this is one of the reasons why many people don't go to church, because they think that church wants their money. Yeah. But really, one of the signs of growth for followers of Christ is how we handle money. Because this is a very big part of our lives. One of the signs of growth is how we handle money. So we've got to talk about it in the church, because the church affects every area of our lives. Amen?
Amen.
We've got to talk about it, and there are 3 major reasons why we have to talk about it. The first one is that Jesus talked about it a lot. Jesus talked about it a lot. There are 38 parables of Jesus, and 16 out of them address money and possessions. 16 out of 38. And in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, there are 288 verses that talk about money directly, expressly. So Jesus talked about it. The second one is that, you see, the church of Jesus is built on people's resources. The church is built on people's resources. It's built on people's resources. It's built through people's resources. And then the third one, of course, is that the love of money is the major cause of several problems in our lives today. The love of money is a major cause of problems in homes, in marriages, even amongst nations. The love of money, that's the cause. Many of you know that my dad is a pastor. So, of course, as a pastor, one of the things you do is that you do weddings, you join people together in weddings. So there's this couple in my dad's church that, of course, they came forward and they said they love each other, they want to get married. And they asked my dad to do the wedding ceremony. So he did the wedding ceremony, and a few months down the line, they started having problems in their marriage. And the problem was because of money. Amen? And so this is what they did. They went to my dad and they blamed my dad for joining them together. They said, you are the one who caused this problem. And so that's what money can do. Yeah, that's what money can do. Everybody in this room, at one point or the other, you have been cheated by people in the area of money. You've been betrayed, you borrow somebody money and they refuse to return it. If you've not experienced that yet, it simply means you've not lived long enough. Money is a big problem. Money is a big deal. And that's why Jesus talked about it. And that is why we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. So, for the next 2 weeks, let's see how God wants to make us better in this area. And as we experience life and the truth of God's word in this area. Let's just take our confession as we proceed in this message. And I'd like you to please bring your heart here. Don't be distracted. Let God speak to you today. Can we take our confession? Want to ready go? Today, I'm humble enough to open my heart, my eyes, my ears, to let God's word reach me. I participate and listen with humility. I obey and practice what I hear with faith, because God is my friend. I'm receptive and fully attentive to receive all that God has for me today in His word. Amen. Amen. I'm going to read Luke 16, 1 to 15. As we take this forward, I'm going to read those verses just to form a foundation for the message. I personally like reading out God's word, reading it out loud. It forms a solid foundation for the message, and I believe it makes a difference. Notice that in our text is Jesus himself that is telling the story to his disciples. He's telling the story. Luke 16, 1 to 15. Jesus told this story to his disciples. There was a certain rich man who had a manager handling his affairs. That's like a personal assistant. One day, a report came that the manager was wasting his employer's money. So the employer called him in and said, "What is this I hear about you? Get your report in order, because you're going to be fired." Obviously, he has been unfaithful, so now he's going to be fired. Verse 3, the manager thought to himself, "Now what? My boss has fired me. I don't have the strength to dig ditches, and I'm too proud to beg. I know how to ensure that I will have plenty of friends who will give me a home when I am fired." So this is what he did. So he invited each person who owed money to his employer to come and discuss the situation. He asked the first one, "How much do you owe him?" The man replied, "I owe him 800 gallons of olive oil." So the manager told him, "Take the bill and quickly change it to 400 gallons. "And how much do you owe my employer?" he asked the next man. "I owe him 1,000 bushels of wheat," was the reply. "Here," the manager said, "take the bill and change it to 800 bushels. The rich man had to admire the dishonest rascal. I like the way the Bible describes situation, the dishonest rascal, for being so shrewd. And it is true that the children of this world are more shrewd in dealing with the world around them than the children of light." Who are the children of light? Who are the children of light? The disciples are the children of light. They are more shrewd in dealing with the world around them than are the children of light. Verse 9. Here's the lesson. In other words, Jesus tells his disciples this story not to mock your faithful man, just like you guys laughed just now. Not to want to amplify his foolishness, but to teach them a lesson. This is the lesson. Use your worldly resources to benefit others and make friends. Then when your possessions are gone, they will welcome you to an eternal home. If you are faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And if you're untrustworthy about worldly wealth, who will trust you with the true riches of heaven? And if you are not faithful with other people's things, why should you be trusted with things of your own? No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and you will love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. Verse 14. The Pharisees who dearly loved their money. Can you say who dearly loved their money?
Who dearly loved their money.
Yeah, Pharisees. That's the picture of people that are supposed to be followers of Christ, religious leaders and all that. They dearly loved their money. And they heard all this and scoffed at him. And he said to them, "You like to appear righteous in public, but God knows your hearts. What the world honors is detestable in the sight of God." May the Lord bless his reading in Jesus' name.
Amen.
For the first week of this series, the M word, we're going to talk about the subject money on a mission. Money on a mission. Money on a mission. Our working definition for this series would be mission is an important assignment given to something. When something is on a mission, it means that there's an intentionality around it. When money is on a mission, it means that there is intentionality in the way it is spent. So when money is on a mission, it means that it's a tool. It's a tool to get things done in so many areas. It means it's a resource. It's something that makes things better. And really at the start of this message, I want to emphasize that, you see, your attitude and your direct interpretation of money is a reflection of the state of your heart. sometimes when you hear money, there's something that comes to your mind. It's a reflection of the state of your heart. Yeah, it's a reflection of the state of your heart. So, we're going to start on that note. The first point in today's message is the heart. Can you say the heart?
The heart.
Yeah, the heart. But the thing about money is that the way you treat it or the way you react to it reflects the posture of your heart. That's why the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 21 says that wherever your treasure is, your heart will be also. There's a direct correlation between treasure and your heart. And so the way people interpret money, the way people react to money is a direct reflection of what is on their heart. And now 320 million pounds, and the guy is miserable, still miserable, has a sad life. I wouldn't want to be him. Yeah. The way you react to money shows the state of your heart. And that is why Jesus said in Luke chapter 16 verse 15, he was talking to the Pharisees, he says, you like to appear righteous in public, but God knows your heart. Can you say God knows your heart?
God knows your heart.
What the world celebrates is detestable in the sight of God. Because man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. People judge by the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. God is not really moved by the size of money in your bank account. God is not really moved about the amount you earn. Many people, of course, you work here. God is not moved about the money in your bank account. He's moved by the state of your heart. God is moved by the state of your heart. And so what makes us beautiful is not the amount of money in our bank account, it's the state of our heart. It's the state of our heart. When I graduated from uni, my first job was working as a personal assistant to a millionaire. This man made his money in the hotel industry. Very wealthy. And so this guy, you would see large numbers of people visiting him every day. I was always welcoming people to the home. They had a chef, always cooking, busy cooking every time. People were all around him. And because of the relationship I had with that man, he gave me access to counseling. So he said, Paul, if you want to tell me anything, please feel free. And so I noticed that this guy was surrounded by psychopaths. People who were really interested in his money. I told him, I said, this is what I noticed. And he took it on board. And that was very vivid and evident because some years later the guy passed away and you saw that suddenly all the people that were coming stopped coming. All the people that were coming, flocking the families, flocking the area, they stopped coming because man looks at the outward appearance. So when it looked like there was no more flow of money, what did they do? They disappeared. Man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. If you see a millionaire today, if you live beside a millionaire, if you see a millionaire walk in front of you, you're going to react to him differently than you will react to a normal person, an ordinary man. Because man looks at the outward appearance. Can you say amen?
Amen.
So because God is always interested in the heart, He's not interested in just the outward appearance. What He wants to do is to get our heart right on this subject of money. Because when it comes to God, He's not interested in forcing people to follow the principles that His word preaches about, talks about in the area of money. He's not interested in forcing you. And that is the mistake that many people make. God's word must be taught, but it is up to people to make the decision based on the state of their heart. And so that's the mistake many people make, trying to manipulate people on this subject. But it's really something that God wants to flow from your heart. So what I've been doing is I've been asking myself this question: how do we get this right? How do we get our hearts right on this subject? How do we get the church to see the right picture that God sees concerning money? Because what I know is that there are people here, there are people watching online who are called to build the kingdom of God with their wealth. There are many of you that God has called to start businesses that will be used to further the agenda of the kingdom. There are many of you that will be wealthy. Some of you young people looking at me, you're going to be very wealthy.
Amen.
Yes, I was speaking that prophetically. I received that one experience. Many of you will be wealthy. Many young people, many old people, many whoever you are, you're going to be wealthy. But God wants to get the heart right.
Yes.
Because what is the point in having wealth and still dying on the inside? Yeah. So it's all about the heart. It's all about how can we leave this area? Because money is a big part of our lives. You don't play with your money. Will you play with your money? Money is a big part of your life. So how can we treat this subject the way God wants us to talk about it? And so that leads me to my next point. The owner. Can you say the owner?
The owner.
The owner. The owner is God. The owner is God. And what that means is that everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. in Luke chapter 16, our text, you see that Jesus told the parable of the unjust steward to teach his disciples that everything we have is from God. And when we begin to act as if everything I have is mine, then God is mocked. Just like the manager in the text was surprised about the foolishness, the shrewdness of the man. He was surprised because everything that guy was making plans about was all the managers. It was all for the manager. It was all for the Lord of the manager. The manager was dishonest. He wasted his Lord's food. He embezzled them. He didn't manage it rightly. He was not mission-minded. He was not intentional with the way he managed that money. And so, see, if you're going to be intentional, if you're going to get this subject right, we need to know that everything we have belongs to God. And that's not just money. Everything. Your life, your soul, your breath, the money in your bank account, everything you have belongs to God. There's a key word that's integral to our faith. It's called steward. Can you say steward?
Steward.
A steward is somebody who is employed to take care of something. That's what a steward is. We are basically stewards. There's a concept of stewardship that is integral to our faith. And that is what you're doing on earth. That's what you're doing on earth. You're managing resources on behalf of God. Yeah, that's who you are. You've got the breath of God in your lungs. There's this song we sing. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. So it is breath in our lungs. It is money in our bank accounts. It is the health that is given unto us that makes us be able to walk around. Somebody asked the 90-year-old man, he said, what is your main thought on life? The 90-year-old man, now Mary is dead. 90-year-old man, what is your main thought on life? What did he say? He said, the brevity of life. The brevity of life. The brevity of life. So you've got to get this right, because this is how we are able to react rightly to the resources that God has placed in our lives. And somebody may be there thinking, that's not true. It's not everything that is from God. Somebody may be there online watching and saying, no, my money is mine. No, that's not God. You're saying the wrong thing. Let me prove it to you. Psalm 24 verse 1. Psalm 24 verse 1. It says, the earth is the Lord's and everything in Him. Can you say everything?
Everything.
Say it very well. Everything?
Everything.
Everything in it. And that entails everything. Everything is everything. There's no other way to say it. The world and all its people belong to Him. That is a pretty good place to start with money. To think that everything, your skills, your talent, everything, your money, your life, your breath, everything belongs to God. And when you see it that way, you can serve God with everything. So what Jesus did was that He goes further to show in that story in Luke chapter 16 that when people do not get this truth right, then money becomes the master. Material things become the master. Other things become the master. Luke 16:13, let's see it. He says, no one can serve two masters. In other words, you cannot serve God and serve money. And the thing is that nobody will admit that, now I'm serving money. No, nobody's going to admit that. But it's seen in the way you react to money. It's seen in the way you react to the concept of money. It's seen in the way you manage money. It's seen in where your heart is. It's seen in where your treasure is. And it goes on to say, for you will hate one and you will love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money, because selfishness is like taking a selfie with the enemy as you endorse his plan to destroy the world. That's basically what selfishness is. You cannot serve God and serve money. There was this poor widow in the book of Mark chapter 12 who brought this truth right. You know, Jesus was amongst the crowd. There was a service, so to speak, and people were giving offering. You know, people were giving offering. The rich people came and they dropped a lot of money out of their wealth. But this poor widow came and dropped everything she had. I say everything. Everything. Because she understands that all of life belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. The earth is the Lord. Everything belongs to God. And what she gave was basically 2 cents. It was worth 2 cents. But Jesus looked at the woman and said, this woman gave the highest amount amongst you all. Because God is not really moved by the size, He's moved by the heart. He's moved by the understanding behind the giving. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, that's what God is moved by. He's moved by the perspective behind the giving. And when we remember this commandment, when we remember that all of life belongs to God, generosity will just basically flow from it.
Yes.
Yeah, we won't see giving as a commandment that is punishment, but we will see it as worship. We will see it as worship. We will see it as a partnership with God to extend His kingdom on earth. God is the owner. Can you say God is the owner?
God is the owner.
Let me say it very well. God is the owner.
God is the owner.
Let me show you this way because you might be going to come. I'm going to represent God. I have everything. Everything is mine. I'm the owner. This 50p is mine. Amen? Are we together?
Yes.
This 50p is mine, and I just decide to bless Joshua with it. That's for you. That's your gift. But this is what I want you to do because it's mine. It's just in your hands. I want you to go and give it to Debbie. I want you to watch what she's going to do. I want you to give it to Debbie. You see what she did? She didn't give it to Debbie. Amen?
Amen.
Are we together, everybody?
Yes.
She didn't give it to Debbie. It's mine. I gave it to her, but she decided to do whatever she wanted to do. And that's what many people do with God's resources. That's what many of us do with God's resources. It's mine. I worked for it. Who gave you the breath to work for it? That's what many people do. Aya, you want to come? That's what many people do when it comes to money. God is the owner. Can you say God is the owner?
God is the owner.
Yeah, God is the owner. I came ready for you today. God is the owner. Now, this is mine as well. This is mine, and I decided to bless you with it. That's for you. Take it. You can go. Oh, please come back. I just feel like saying to you to please give that £5 to Debbie again. Go and give the £5 to Debbie. Wow. Look at that. Wait. Look at that faithfulness. I gave up my £5 and she gave it to Debbie. Now this one can be trusted.
Yes.
This one can be trusted. Now come. Because you can be trusted to be a fountain, take another £5. You can go. But this time, wait. Give it to Masvita. Give the £5 to Masvita. Wow. This person can be trusted. Amen?
Amen.
Praise God, everybody.
Amen.
I've got more. I've got more than enough. God is able to do more than enough. More than enough. You can clap. One person claps, everybody clap. Come on. Because I've got more than enough. Because I've got great plans for you beyond what you think. Take £20. You've been faithful. Now that's it. Go spend it. Go do whatever you want to do with it. You can go and sit down. You can go and sit down. And you see that there is a flow.
Yes.
There's a flow that God honors. And because you've been faithful with that, I feel like blessing her one more time.
Yes.
My daughter, Debbie, will you please go to Ayo's house and give her another £20? Give her another £20. There you go. That's how God works. It's a flow. Money is meant to be a flowing river. It's meant to be flowing. It's meant to be a stream going around and making a difference in people's lives. Can we put our hands together for everybody? Now, that is the end of the illustration. For everybody who has money in your hands, can you bring my money? Can you bring my money? I am also excited. I'm going to take that home. Bring my money. I can take that after the service. Amen. Praise God. Somebody praise God with that. And what happens is that, God showed me that picture and he wanted to amplify that to help somebody here today. But this is where it goes funny. When people fail to recognize that God is the owner, something happens. It's in Haggai 1:6. Haggai 1:6. Feel this word. It says, you have planted much, but harvested little. You planted much, but harvested little. You eat, but you are not satisfied. You drink, but you are still thirsty. You put on clothes, but cannot keep warm. Your wages disappear as though you were putting them in pockets filled with holes. That's what happens when people fail to recognize that money belongs to God. All of money belongs to God. All of life belongs to God. And that's why people work and they have nothing to show for it. Yeah. And that's why we have to preach it. That's why we have to speak this truth. So that people can get things right in their lives. My money belongs to God. Can you say my life belongs to God?
My life belongs to God.
Let's say my money belongs to God.
My money belongs to God.
My health belongs to God.
My health belongs to God.
God is the owner.
God is the owner.
And see, I'm not saying that you should go and pack all your money and drop it as an offering. But that's how many people have been manipulated. And then they just think that the church wants their money. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you today is to see that everything you have is from God. And money and generosity and tithing and all these things that God talks about, caring for the widow, like we do this food bank outreach, like we're going to go to Nigeria and Ghana to do missions. All these things will just basically flow from that understanding. Amen. And moving on, let's talk about the work. The work is basically hard work. It's basically diligence. If you're going to send money on the mission, you're going to be intentional in the way you live your life. You've got to put in the hard work in your workplace, your businesses, and whatever you're doing. Because for some strange reason, the enemy has convinced some people to think that work is a curse. The enemy has convinced some people to say that work is punishment. I don't know where they got that from. There is dignity in labor. Can you say amen to that?
Amen.
There is dignity in labor. It is laziness that is a sin. Look at how the Bible says it in Luke 16 verse 3. The manager thought to himself, now what? My boss has fired me. I don't have strength to dig ditches. That is laziness. I don't have strength to dig ditches. And I'm too proud to bear. That is pride. Pride and laziness, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Work is not a curse. Work is a privilege. Jesus worked for 6 days, creating everything we see today. 6 days. And then he rested for 1 day. Man wants to alter it around. Work for 1 day, rest for 6 days. That is not the order of God. 6 days work, rest for 1 day. God is not against resting. God is not against working. He's interested in both. But we've got to get the formula right. And what people say is that man was cursed with work. But no. Before man sinned in the book of Genesis, man was already working. Because God gave Adam something to do. Let's see it. Genesis 2:15. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to do what? To do what?
To work it.
The Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to do what?
To work it and take care of it.
To work. And this was all before he even ate the fruit, before he sinned. There was work there. He gave the duty before he sinned, or before he told him what he shouldn't do. And verse 16 says that the Lord God commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die. This was after he gave him work to do. So this was always the original plan of God. Yeah. There are millions of people all over the world who are unable to work. Work is a privilege. Work helps you, it expands your mind. It builds you up. It builds you up. You see, Paul was writing to the Thessalonian church, and he told them that if you do not work, you should not eat. That's a good one to tell George when he doesn't want to do the house church. If you're not working, you're not eating. That's a good one for you to tell your teenagers. Amen. Yeah. God says He will bless the work of your hands. But if there's nothing in your hands, what is God going to bless? Work is good. So if you're going to send money on the mission, because if you don't work, how do you get money anyway? If you're going to send money on the mission, you've got to be intentional with your work. You've got to get better, improve yourself with your work. Work hard in silence and let success look enough. Work hard. Work hard. Put in the work. Put in the work. The next point is the plan. The plan. The plan. We are going to have a plan and trust God with it. Because you see, without a plan to even send your money to the mission, without a plan for your money, what you basically do is that you end up reacting to everything. There's no plan for your money, there's no plan for your finances. You basically end up just reacting to everything. If you're going to send your money on the mission, you need to establish a plan. Can you say establish a plan?
Establish a plan.
Say it very well. Establish a plan.
Establish a plan.
Some of you have debts at the moment. What is your plan to pay it off? Or you're just going to be saying, have faith. I'm going to have faith. You forget that the Bible says without faith, it is impossible to please God. And the Bible also says that faith without works is what? Is dead. Yeah, it's dead. And you see, being proactive is one of the things that is one of the signs of faithfulness. being proactive. You are being proactive with your money. You are being proactive with your resources. You are being an effective manager of what God has placed in your hands. I actually find it interesting that the dishonest rascal, as the Bible describes that guy, the dishonest rascal had a plan. The guy was fired and he still had a plan.
Yes.
Amen?
Amen.
Are we together?
Yes.
He had a plan, even though the plan was a foolish one. But he had a plan. And that's why the rich man commended him. And even the children of this world are more shrewd than the children of light.
Yes.
Yeah. He was basically teaching, he was not amplifying or celebrating what he did. He was celebrating the thought process behind what he did. Yeah. Being a Christian is not an excuse for you to suspend your brain and just say, yeah, God is going to do everything. You've got to have a plan. Can you say have a plan?
Have a plan.
Let's see that guy's plan. Luke 16:3-4. The manager thought to himself, now what? My boss has fired me. I don't have strength to dig ditches and I'm too proud to beg. Verse 4. I know how. I know how. That is planning. Planning answered the how question. I'm in debt. How am I going to get out of it? I have this bill to pay. How am I going to pay it? It's how. And so of course he says he has plenty of friends who will give me a call when I am fired. So basically verses 5-8 leads out his ideas and his intentions. But when you jump straight to verse 8, Luke 16:8, it says the rich man had to admire the dishonest rascal for being so shrewd. And it is true that the children of this world are more shrewd in dealing with the world around them than the children of light. So that word is key in that text. It's something that amplifies what God was trying to say with that text. To be shrewd means to have sharp powers of judgment. It means to be intelligent. It means to be wise. It is wisdom for you to have a plan for your resources. It is wisdom for you to have a plan for your money. Many people do not know where their money goes because there's no plan. It is faithfulness to have a plan for your money. Now let me give you a good plan as prescribed by the Bible. This is a good plan when it comes to dealing with your money. 10% goes to God. Can you say 10% goes to God?
10% goes to God.
Say it very well as if you mean it. 10% goes to God.
10% goes to God.
You see, growing up, my parents taught me this. I've said this several times to many people. My parents taught me to be faithful with 10%. They would tell me, don't rob God. For much more, don't rob God of an opportunity to bless you. It's beyond just saying you're robbing God. It's much more about robbing God of an opportunity to bless you. God is not going to shift his position about this. Yeah. Don't rob God and don't rob him of an opportunity to change your life. What does it mean to rob God? It means to take, to steal what belongs to God. Yeah, God's word is clear on it. Malachi 3:10, it says that bring all the tithes into the storehouse, so there will be enough food in my temple. If you do, says the Lord of heaven's armies, I will open the windows of heaven for you. I will pour out a blessing so great you won't have enough room to take it in. Try it and put me to test. That's 10%. That's what God prescribes. But then you have 90%, which is left. Don't forget we're talking about a plan of what? Out of 90%, some of you have a lot of responsibilities. So a percentage out of the 90% should go to savings. That is wisdom. A percentage, I don't know, depending on your budget and all that, on your lifestyle, it will be 10%, it will be 20%, it will be 30%, it will be 40%, it will be 50%. At some point in my life, I was saving 80%. It depends on where you are. And other percent, the remaining percentage should go to other commitments, like expenses. I've shared with some of you that Jenny and I had a plan when we were planning to buy our first home. There's got to be a plan. There's got to be a plan. You've got to have a plan. Have a plan, because failing to plan is planning to fail. It's planning to fail. Have a plan with your resources, and that is one of the things that it means to be a faithful follower and steward. Have a plan. Have a plan, but trust God with it. Have a plan, but trust God with it. I know this is not a money seminar, but these are some of the practical things that stop people and hinder people from being faithful with their resources. Part of what it means to be a follower of Christ is seeing the way you manage your resources, seeing the way you manage your money. I can go on and talk about many practical things. I can talk about avoid debts. Avoid debt in form of credit cards, because it can destroy you. I can talk about avoid get-rich-quick schemes, because it's dangerous. I can could talk about avoiding gift to get. So people will say prophecy to you and say you give this, you're going to get that. I could talk about many things. I could talk about avoid competition. Because when you are competing with people, you are basically wasting your time. You could just go on holidays that you think will make people happy because you see them doing that. I could talk about so many practical things. I could talk about be thankful at all times. Because there will always be somebody who has more than you. Yeah. I could talk about teach your kids about money. Amen?
Amen.
My parents taught me about money. I've said it several times. They taught me that 10% goes to God. They taught me to be generous. We have a generation that is rising up, and it's our responsibility to teach them what God's word says about money. But how are we going to teach them when we are busy arguing about it ourselves? How are we going to teach them? We have a responsibility to teach Amariah how to handle money. We have a responsibility to teach Keon how to handle money. But again, all these things will flow effortlessly once we get the heart right. It's all about the heart. It's all about the heart. Everything you do flows from your heart. It flows from your heart. So the bottom line is that money is a good servant but a bad master. That is why you have to be the master of it. You have to send it on a mission. You have to send it out there on a mission. You've got to be a master to it. This is how Luke 16:9 says it. Use your worldly resources to benefit others. Use it to build the kingdom. Use it. Don't let it use you. Use it. And that's what it means to send money on a mission. That's what it means. It means to use it to make friends. Since then, when your possessions are gone, they will welcome you to an eternal home. This world is not your home. You are just passing by. You're just passing by. Money is so unreliable. There are many people who have had millions of pounds in their accounts. And today they don't know where it is. Money is not reliable, but God is reliable. There's a story of a man who was a millionaire and used to give a lot of money to God, to the church, to missions and all that. And then someday he just lost his money. He lost all his money for some reason. And then his friends came to him and they started laughing at him. Like, look at you. You gave all your money to God, you gave all your money to church. But look at you today, you're still there. You don't have anything. And the guy told them that I didn't lose anything. In fact, I lost many things, but the money I gave to the church was the one I kept. Because it's waiting for me in heaven. Amen, somebody? Yeah. This world is not your home. Don't let your fear of the future make you break the principles of God. Don't let your fear of the future make you break the principles of God. Saving is good. Oh wow. Saving is good. But don't be a slave to saving because of the fear of the future. My desire is that this church will remain generous, will become so generous to the point that our generosity will be a message to the world. Can you say that? Our generosity will be a message to the world in the name of Jesus. It's a powerful generosity is a powerful weakness. Generosity honors God and inspires people. It's a powerful weakness. The whole world is thinking that the church wants their money. But if the church gets this right, there will be abundance in the kingdom of God. There will be life change. There will be joy. There will be more than enough. It's a powerful witness. God sent His only Son, Jesus. Now, Jesus surrendered His life. He didn't just surrender His money. He surrendered His life. His life, not just His money. So what does it cost us if we surrender our resources to God? When we feel God that He's going to use it. And it's a natural law that when we refresh others, we are going to be refreshed. The Bible says that a generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. So let's go back to the questions we started with, just to tie this all together. The first question is, do I want to be rich? What was your answer to that? Do you want to be rich?
Yes.
Of course, everybody wants to be rich. What if you're already rich? What if I'm already rich? What if I'm already rich? And how about some of us here today, are we worried about our financial future? That's a question to ask yourself. Am I worried about my financial future? And to that, I'm going to end you with this last point. It's called the good news. Can you say the good news?
The good news.
Say very well, the good news.
The good news.
The good news. The good news is that, are you ready for this? You ready? The good news is that you're already rich.
Amen.
I think you're going to smile. You're already rich. You are already. I'm looking at the rich people.
Amen.
Right online, I'm looking straight to the camera. You're already rich. You're already rich. How many of you have heard people say that one day when I have a lot of money, I'm going to give? How many of you have ever heard people say that? One day when I start earning a lot of money, I'm going to start tithing. How many of you have heard that? What if you haven't heard that before? It's a lie. It's a lie. Because what you're not doing now, you're not doing it. Yeah. If you're faithful with little, you can't be trusted with much. I want you to say this after me. I want you to feel it as you say it. I want you to feel it. Can you say after me? God has blessed me.
God has blessed me.
I want you to say it as if you mean it. God has blessed me.
God has blessed me.
I'm already rich.
I'm already rich.
I'm already rich. Right now, where I am, with whatever I'm earning, God has blessed me and I'm already rich. If you have a job, you are already rich.
Yes.
If you live in the UK, you're already rich.
True.
More than half of the world, more than 3 billion people live on $2 a day. $2 a day. You don't live on $2 a day, do you? People getting on the bus is more than $2. Yeah, because the exchange is going up. If you have a job, you are already rich. But beyond all that, if you know Jesus, you are already rich.
Yes.
You are already rich.
Amen.
Because when you know Jesus, God He placed the Spirit on the inside of you. How good does He get? He placed the Spirit on the inside of you. And I'm not undermining that some of us have debts, some of you have debts. You have debts out there. I'm not undermining that. But the reality is that we are already rich. Can you say it again? I'm already rich.
I'm already rich.
So let's make a difference like only rich people can. Let's trust God with our lives as rich people. And that's why we go on missions every year. That's why we give. That's why we serve. That's why we serve the community. That's why we do all we do, because we are already rich. We can sit here in the comfort of Europe and fail to remember other people all around the world. But that's not what we do as followers of Christ. Followers of Christ are generous people. That's why we do what we do. You are already rich. So it's time to send your money on a mission. It's time to start tithing. Yeah, don't wait for one day when you have everything. Because the God that is faithful in little, and then God can trust you with much. God blesses. It's not God blesses you with much, and then I can be faithful. He's faithful right now where I am, and then God can bless. It's really common sense, really, that if somebody is generous, they can be trusted with money. It's really common sense. You hear stories of people who steal from the coffers of the government, or even people who steal from the offering baskets in church. You've heard stories like that before, haven't you? It's all because of the way they started. Big things do not become big things in a day. They always start small. Whatever it is, this negativity is starting from somewhere. But if God can trust you with much, with little, then He can trust you with much. This is how Jesus says in our text. Luke 16:10. If you're faithful in little things, you will be faithful in large ones. But if you are dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. You see, there were two reactions to when you heard that we're going to be talking about money today. There were two reactions. There was a reaction like, oh no, I don't want to hear about it. And there was the reaction like, okay, let's see what God wants to say. It is the second one that God is looking for. Yeah. If you're faithful with little, you can be trusted with more. How can God trust you with large things when little things already look like extra large to you? How can God trust you with large things when little things already look like extra large to you? Some of you, God is looking at you today. If you can tithe 140 pounds, He can trust you to one day tithe 14,000 pounds. If you can tithe 15,000 pounds, He's trusting you that He knows that He can trust you to tithe 150,000 pounds in the future. Can you say amen to that? Yeah. So let's remember this. You're already rich. You're already rich. Let's lay up treasures for ourselves in heaven. This is how 1 Timothy 6:17-19 says, as I round up. 1 Timothy 6:17-19. Teach those who are rich in this world. Now I'm talking to the rich people. Teach those who are rich in this world. That's what I'm teaching you, because it's God's commandment. Not to be proud and not to trust in their money, which is so unreliable. Their trust should be in God. God is my source. My money is not my source. My employer is not my source. God is my employer. God is my source. Their trust should be in God, who richly gives us all we need for our enjoyment. Tell them to use their money to do good. They should be rich in good works, and generous to those in need, always being ready to share with others. By doing this, they will be storing up their treasure as a good foundation for the future, so that they may experience true life. Amen.
Amen.
Many of you here are already generous. Don't stop. Don't stop. This is not a sermon a sermon to bash you or to judge you. Many of you are already generous. Don't stop. For others of you, God is calling you to rise up and take your place as rich people. Take your place as people who can make a difference to advance the kingdom of God on earth. Money on a mission. And now, let me run this up. So, we talked about the heart. It flows from your heart. Everything about money, when you give out money, is a reflection of the state of the power you respond to it. But also, God is the owner. God is the owner. He owns everything. He owns my breath. He owns my life. And that's why He's talking to me expressly today. The work. Work is good. Work is good for you. Work hard. Work hard. Work is good for you. The plan. Have a plan for your finances. Because that's one of the things it entails to be on a mission with your finances. And then the good news, you are already rich. Amen. Let's go on,
Amen.
You are already rich. I'd like you to bow down your heads and meditate on this. God's word has to be taught. This is the church that speaks the truth, expresses in all situations, on all points of view, as God wants us to say it. Take this in today, and say, God, help my perspective. I'd like to just meditate on this word for a minute. I think if you listen to this, I think when it comes to money, the higher place is transparent. The higher place is structured, and that's why it's going to start very well. The higher place is structured to be transparent when it comes to money. I know that this is not a small-minded church. Can you say amen to that?
Amen.
This is not a small-minded church. Many of you are already givers, many of you are already tithers, tithing. But for others of you, it's time to partner with God to build His church. God is not going to shift His perspective about money and all that. But let it shift your heart today and drive you to dependence. Some of you have tried in the past. You've been hurt. The money has been abused in many places, like we talked about in the past series. But it's time to trust God again with your resources. It's time to trust God again with your resources. For some of you, God is calling you to start a business that will be used to shape the kingdom of God, that will be used to bless the kingdom of God. Some of you, God is saying to you today, I'm going to bless you, but it's not just for you. It's not just for you. You've got to partner with me and send your money on a mission. For some of you, you've got to see beyond what you've seen up until now about this subject. You've got to begin to see how you can partner with God, how you can use your money for the kingdom. Take care of your family, pay your bills, it honors God, but also take care of the kingdom of God. Build the kingdom of God. And when you do that, you're building homes, mansions for yourself in heaven. You are partnering with the hospital. You're partnering with this hospital to see ordinary people transform into passionate followers of Jesus. So now take this moment and just meditate all across this room. I like everybody praying and talking to God. You're watching online as well. Meditate on this word. Meditate on this truth. And talk to God. Yeah. Talk to God and tell Him, I'm not a slave to money.